On number one, if I give you a point on a graph and a vertex, can you put it in vertex form? So here's what we did yesterday. Is everyone looking over here? Okay. So the point, these two numbers are x and y. So I want to label that. And then the vertex, that's h and k. So you're going to plug in that x, y, h, k into this formula. Okay. And this is called vertex form, right? From yesterday. So here we go. Let's plug this in. What do I put instead of y? 2 equals, now a is going to stay the same because that's what we're solving for. Okay, parentheses. Hold on. Wait, what? Oh, my bad. Wait, no. Are you talking about x? Oh, sorry. So parentheses and then x is -1 minus, and then your h is 1. Please remember, that's an insider, so it's insiders lie, right? Okay. Put in k. K is what? -2, so put a -2. Oh, don't forget the squared, my bad. So again, if I give you a point and I give you a vertex, so we're going to simplify this. If you remember, it's PEMDAS, okay? PEMDAS. All right, so first things first, P is for parentheses. Inside the parentheses, I have a -1, -1. What's -1, -1? If it was +1, -1, those would cancel to 0. But it's not 1, it's not 2, -2. Okay, so 2 is close. But if you have a -1 and you're subtracting another 1, it gets more negative, it's -2. So let's write that down. Blech. -2 squared. Now, we did the P. Now let's do the E. Exponential. Sorry, exponents. The exponents I see are -2 squared. Hey. Exponent, we're going to do -2 squared. Now, everybody, I said this yesterday. I'm going to say it again. Does everyone hear me say this? -2 squared is not like this at the top. That gives you -4. You have to use parentheses to get a positive answer there, okay? When you square a negative, use parentheses, please, so you don't get the wrong number. So I get 4, right? So if this is 4 with an a next to it, that's going to give me 4a. Bring down -2. Okay, next step. On the right side, what do I get rid of? The 4 or the -2? The loner, how do I get rid of a -2? +2 on both sides, 2 plus 2. 4 equals 4a. Last step to get rid of the 4 in front of a. Divide, actually. Yeah, it's a coefficients you divide. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So a equals 1. Now, I know this is can be kind of maybe confusing or maybe even annoying, but you plug in xy, you plug in hk, solve for a. Now you have the 3 things you need. You needed a, and you needed hk to plug into this formula right here. So let's do that. Y equals, what's my a? 1. Now usually you don't write it, but that's fine. And then x, remember, insiders lie. -h is the opposite of this h value, so what am I going to write? -1, parentheses squared, and then your k value is right here. What is that? -2, so boom. You have an a, an x, sorry, you have an a, an h, and a k. That's vertex form. You got to know the vertex form of a quadratic. Now, off to the side here, you don't have a grid on your warm-up, so look at this because you got to know how to do this. How would I go from this equation onto a graph? There's 2 things you need to know, the vertex and the a value, the rate of change. Okay, so let's start with the vertex. Remember, insiders lie, so the opposite of -1. Whoops, can I spell lie correctly? Okay, the opposite of -1 is a +1, and then -2, right? Y'all know that hk is right here. Could you plot the vertex? 1, -2. Okay, 1, -2, put a point. And then your A value is 1. Whatever the number is, it's over 1, 1 over 1. So can you go from that point up 1 over 1, both directions, up 1 over 1. It's positive, so you go up to the right 1, up 1, to the left 1, and then you can kind of just sketch rough graph, okay? Here's another way. Maybe this is easier for y'all. Y'all know how to graph in the calculator and press Control T, get some points from a table? Maybe that's easier. If you take the equation, get the table, plot the points on the graph. If that's easier, do it that way, okay? But either way, it's on your assignment today. I'm telling you, you got to take an equation, turn it into a graph by plotting points. You got to have some good points on there. Okay, now, one last thing. Maybe you don't have room for this on your warm-up, so just look up here. This is another example. We did this on our notes yesterday, so just walk me through this. Which way is this opening, up or down? Opening up, so it's concave up. So does it have a max or a min right here? Bottom of the U is a min, okay? That's also the vertex. What's the xy of that vertex? So the x is -1, and the y value is -8. So that's most of what we need. We need the vertex. Now we just need an A value. Do y'all remember how we found A yesterday? So start at the vertex and go over 1 unit to the next point and count the rise over run. That's your A value, okay? How much does this rise? 2. How much does it run? 1. So your A value is just that rate of change, 2 over 1. That's it. Or just 2. Now I'm telling you, if you know the vertex and if you know the A value, you can write the vertex form. So remember, it's this. So who can tell me, how do I write this using that A and that vertex? What should I write? I'll start you off. Y equals what? 2. A is 2. Parentheses. X. What do I put? What's the opposite? Remember, H is a lie. What's the opposite of this H value? +1. And then the K value, -8. I said it yesterday, say it again. Remember, insiders lie. Cool. All right, last one is the line of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is always x equals, and what is the number it equals? The x value of the vertex is -1, okay? Now, these are just more examples of what we did yesterday. So you have yesterday's notes, hold on. You have today's warm-up, and you're doing all that on today's assignment, okay? And if you get stuck, please let me know, okay? But I'm gonna pass this out, and we're gonna get started, okay?